So Hector Lugo Azuela is retired from Yasaki, North America, a Japanese company in automotive industry. He worked at this firm for 13 years, from 1996 to 2008. And he came back from 2022 to 2023, another year, where he experienced Gemba walks with different coaches during that period. And previously, he worked for Rockwell International in the electronics industry for 13 years, from 1983 to 1996. How about that? Where he experienced the transition from wave soldering surface mount technology, used to be called SMT. Also, it was interesting to participate in design of experiments to choose the new equipment for SMT and use control chart for attributes, the P charts. He says, I started working at Juarez Maquiladora in electronics industry for 6 years, from 1997 to 1983. Hector, this is RCA, right?
Sometime in RCA, yes.
Okay. What a coincidence! I started up in RCA in 1977 too.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, okay. Hector holds a bachelor's of industrial engineering degree from Instituto Tecnológico de Ciudad Juárez, ITCJ, and master's degree in industrial engineering from ITCJ too. Also, he holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of Phoenix. Good. He is a SQ Certified Quality Engineer, CQE, Certified Quality Auditor, CQA, Certified Manager of Quality and Organizational Excellence, CQM OE, and Certified Six Sigma Green Belt, SSGP. How about that, Many certifications, Hector, very good. He's a member of the Leadership Committee, ASQ, Section 1401, Greater El Paso section for more than 20 years. And obviously, thank you, Hector, for all the great support that you provided to ASQ for all those years, okay, and still doing it, okay? You are my mentor. What can I say?
Thank you. Thank you, Rio.
And well, Hector today is going to give us an excellent presentation named Poka-Yoke, a small brick to build the Toyota production system, the TPS, the popular TPS, okay? Now I'm gonna let Hector to give us details about all these techniques. So,
all right, just let me tell you something about myself. I just start working after I graduated from Tech Juarez as an industrial engineer. And actually, I was expecting to see the industry a little bit more close to what I study. I study the Taylor, the Gilbreths, and that's industrial engineer. And I expected to see time studies, motion studies in the industry. Unfortunately, I didn't see too much about that. And what I started seeing was statistical quality control. And and I started studying Deming, Duran, Crosby, etc. Those guys, Behamboom too. So TQC was big in my time in the Maquiladora Juarez. Later on,
you were involved with the powerful guys in quality. That's good.
Later on, I just moved to in electronics too, but to Rockwell International. And Rockwell International it was the same thing. I was expecting to see much improvement in the system that we got, but still we were trying to fix our defects based on statistical techniques. and unfortunately, we were looking for reduction of defects and reduction of defects, but still we have defects in the time. So when I was selling the products from RCA, we saw that even one bad product, it was a be 100% defect for the person that buy that product. So I was thinking to see how can we reduce eliminating those defects. And based on the statistical, we use military standards and we see sampling inspections, and when we see AQLs, and AQLs were the acceptable quality level from the product, and the acceptable quality level still accepts some defects, and that was kind of a strange for me. Uh, when I moved to the Japanese company, I see those fantastic Gemba walks, and my mentors, senseis, they call them. They show me that respect the people, don't interrupt them, let them know, let them work, and if there's a defect, let them they find the defect by themselves, and you just you want to talk to somebody, let's talk to me or talk to the supervisor, but not in front of the workers at the floor. So it was kind of a open eyes for me, that kind of experience. We didn't see too much statistical uh, thinking about that. We didn't see too much control charts in the floor at that time. So that was my experience. And now, because we were working in automotive business at the time, uh, we see the Toyota production system that uh, everybody tries to copy, and that was an open eye for me too, because uh, the automotive business was almost following this kind of a production system. Next one, please. All right. Oh, did you? I don't know. You skip one, or feel? No,
Maybe.
no. Okay. Okay. It's I trying to give you the agenda that I was looking for, but okay. This is the Toyota production system that we were talking about, and as you can see, they have the basis in one letter, Hejunka. And this Hejunka means balancing production lines, synchronizing the processes in manufacturing, and there's a lot more in this particular Hejunka word. But the most important thing is the synchronization and the processes that they have. And then we know the word Kaizen that everybody is using, the continuous improvement that they call, but the Kaizen means change for the better. So the Toyota is always looking for changing in something a little bit in the process, just to be better. And another foundation are the standards, and the standards means if I um, everybody can work in the same product because of the standards, the work instructions that they have. So all the standardization of the work is based in that everybody can work in the same. So if, for example, one of the worker is absent, another workers can do the same job because of the standardization that they have. Then they are based in two columns, as you can see, just in time. And just in time, sometimes people call that this is just in time system is the same that Toyota production system, but it's just part of it. The big thing is the waste elimination. So everything that they call waste, they try to eliminate. And it's very interesting because there's a book that they call The Machine That Changed the World. And but this they call this the story of lean production, but this is actually the Toyota production system that they're talking about. And the waste elimination is a big, huge for those guys, for the Japanese. And then the tag time is based in what you can you can be able to produce in what the customer wants. The Kanban is just a sign for the production that they can use for when they need something. There's a Kanban involved, and when you finish what they order, the Kanban is moved to another place. And sometimes people call the system Kanban system is Toyota production system, but it's just a brick like the one that we're gonna talk, the Poka-Yoke. So and at the top you see these two. Well, another column is Jidoka, and Jidoka means that the machines that they are using, they are trying to use the human mentality to stop and recognize any defect. Any machine that they use in Toyota, they try to use it as a prevention for defects in the systems. And actually the Jidoka stops the machine when they found something that is not correct. And here comes the Genbutsu. The Genchi Genbutsu is what we talk Gemba walks. This is when you go to the place where actually is producing the product, and you can see by your eyes what they are doing and what you can provide as your input to improve the operation. And then there's this andon, and the andon is actually a kind of a system that when you see something wrong and you want to stop the line, you just pull the andon, and it's something that everybody is available to see. So when you pull the andon, the production line stops, and of course supervisors, managers, and everything that is everybody that is interested in this is coming down and gonna ask you why you stop the line, because you find that there's something wrong. And then we found the brick that we're gonna talk about, the Poka-Yoke. The Poka-Yoke is just a mechanism that depends who is using it. They call system, they call method, they call device, they call the strategy, they call technique. So it depends who is using it. Is gonna call it different name. But this is just a brick for the Toyota production system. And in the top you have, after you apply all those tools you have here, techniques that you have, you're gonna improve the quality, reduce the cost, the delivery is gonna be on time, the environment is going to be good for the workers, and the safety is going to be based in all of this kind of support uh, tools that you have here. The Poka-Yoke is one of them, and it's going to improve all of this in the top. All right, next, please.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna just talk about the elements of production. And when you talk about elements of production, you ask what. So when it's what is a Poka-Yoke, we can see that is gonna be a mechanism that is gonna help you to improve your quality. And this guy is the one that introduced the name Poka-Yoke. This guy Chingo is dead already, but he was a good, well-known plant improvement guy in Japan, and then he came to the U.S. and Europe to explain what he think about improving operations, processes, and everything. So next, please.
Sure.
All right. Most of the time, we see the Poka-Yoke something that matches and didn't. When you match those two parts, it's only one way that they adjust. If you want to adjust in another way, it's gonna be impossible to get together. So that's what the beauty of Poka-Yoke is, preventing any kind of a defect that we can do as human. So that's what the Poka-Yoke means. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. One question that we always ask is why, and the Japanese ask 5 times why. Everything that they do, they asking why, just to improve whatever they're doing. When we make a mistake in any process, and we don't detect that kind of a error or mistake, it's going to be multiplied later on in the process, and finally it's going to come out as a defect. So what the Poka-Yoke is doing is just stopping the error before coming in defect. So that's why they call go to the source, inspection source. That means go where the errors can be done. So right here is very important to know that the FMEA, the design FMEA or process FMEA, is going to help us to see where is the errors more possible to do by the workers. And based on that, we prevent those errors with this kind of mechanism from the Chingo. Next, please. All right. There's a question: where's the Poka-Yoke needed? And it depends of your situation. What is your company doing, or where are you having more problems, or where the errors are more propense to be? Is when you need actually the Poka-Yoke, uh, and you can use the Poka-Yoke in different positions. I just recall one time we have a drill and we are using some holes in a product, and sometimes we skip one of the holes. So because of that, the product was defective. So we start installing those Poka-Yokes, and very simple, very cheap. And that's the idea of the Poka-Yoke, that can help you with something. We put limit switches to avoid skipping one of the drillers holes in the by the drill in the part, and we put a counter, and the counter says you have 4 only, so it's missing one if there were 5 holes in the part. So it's gonna help you. And sometimes when you make a hole, you need to stop in certain distance of the part, so you put another switch limiting that depth of the drill, and don't go more deep, because not necessary. Or if you go more deep, it's going to be another defect. So those electronic switches that we install, they were doing the job and help us a lot to skip those kind of errors in that operation. Next one, please. Okay, the Poka-Yoke is needed when you are in a situation when you are looking at an error in the process. It's very interesting that the Poka-Yoke is more used in the processes than in the operations, and it's going to help you the operation, but you're looking to fix the process itself. Okay, and it's very interesting about this. All right, next, please. All right. Most of the people that is using the Poka-Yoke is based in the workers by itself when they are in their production line. They are looking for avoiding any error in their operations. So what we recommend is that the same guys that they are working in the line, in production line, those guys are supposed to provide you with ideas to make the Poka-Yoke in that area. Sometimes there are workers that they are so shy, and you need to explain what is the idea formulation that needs to be done for us to help him or help them. So it's very interesting that all the intrications, all the consequences that they are involving in this area when you are trying to implement the Poka-Yoke, and you want to involve the workers because they are they are the experts in the operation work, because they are doing repeated the operation day after day, and I don't know how many times. It depends of your product, and it's
Yeah.
it's very, very I mean, reward to work with the guys on the floor. Next, please. All right. When the Poka-Yoke is using is the method to using the Poka-Yoke, and they are some steps that you need to go there. For example, you need to find out there's a problem, and you need to find out that the worker wants to improve the operation there, because we are trying to involve the operator to feel good about this. The idea of the engineers were to make simple, cheaper, faster, better the operation for the workers. And when you do that, the workers feel great because they are not doing too much work like before. They feel that the Poka-Yoke is helping them for this to be better. All right. And what Chingao Chingo says that you be relentless to improve your process. You need to look one time, two times, three times, every time that you have available, and see what kind of improvements you can make in your process. So it's very interesting. This guy, Chingao Chingo, work well. He studied in Japan and he got his bachelor's, but he had a sensei, and this teacher was very interesting in the theories of Frederick Taylor and Frank and Lillian Gilbert, and they got very involved in the time studies, motion studies, but everything to improve. So this guy Chingao Chingo, he got involved in that and he liked it a lot, and he started working at the submarines at Japan, because Japan was already with Germany and Italy, and in Japan the government called him because he already have some ideas to improve everything that he see it. And it's very interesting his studies that he did. But actually, when we went to Japan, Japanese Association for Management, is when people start accepting him as a expert in improvement. So he went to every invitation from plants, and he started working and helping them to improve the operations that they have. Based on that, in 1955, he was born in 1909. In 1955, Toyota started working with him, and he was a consultant at that time. Well, he was so interested in Toyota production system that he went body with Taiichi Ono and start working in fixing problems that they had before. Based on that, he worked in Toyota as a consultant for 20 something years. Imagine a consultant for 20 years in a company. So he's supposed to do very good. Anyway, when Toyota production system in Taishi Ono went to USA and know that some companies got the exchange of die or set up the machines for in hours, and at that time Taishi Ono, he was looking for minutes, so he pushed Shigeo Shingo to improve the setup for the company in Japan. So Shigeo Shingo, he started working and the setup, and he came with this invention that they call single minute of exchange die, SMED. And he just went, single minute means less than 10 minutes. So the setup that he got was closer to 3 minutes. And that's why Toyota starts working better and better every time, because they don't stop improving the processes that they have there. Okay, next please. All right, this is good because I don't know what the situation that you have, but it depends. The situation is the money that you're going to invest in that. They are supposed to be cheap, the Poka-Yoke, but I don't know the situation of everybody. And in Toyota, they said that there are thousands of Poka-Yoke, and I see with the driller that I told you before, I see at least 5 different Poka-Yoke, very cheap, limit switches, a counter, an electronic counter that we did in the floor, and not very expensive at all, and they help us to avoid that error in that particular operation. Okay. Oh, I just recall that when Shingeo Chingo starts putting those devices at Toyota, they call Poka-Yoke, and Poka-Yoke means full proof. And some people on the floor didn't feel good about the Poka-Yoke name, so that's why they changed to Poka-Yoke. Poka is mistake, and Yoke is proofing, safe. All right, next please. All right, so there are some examples of this. I just get another example for the control system, and the control system is when the machine by itself stops when they notice a defect. So this is the control system of Poka-Yoke. And there's another one they call warning system, and the warning system is when the machine notice a defect, they just make a sound with a speaker and a light, like a traffic light with colors, just to notify that there's something wrong in the machine. So that called warning system. And the methods that they are calling is the ones that I show you right now. One of them is the contact method, and it says that only fits in one way. If you can put it, you can reverse it, it's not gonna fit. So they push you to put them in the right position. Another one is the fixed value method, and that one, it shows you that they are only that, I mean, 100 pieces that you can use only, and when you left one, is because there's one missing in the product. I recall that we use this method at Rockwell International when we were putting the components by hand in the PCB board, in the through hole PCB board. We put them by hand, and we just leave them exactly the amount of pieces that they need to put in the PC board. So when they notice that there's one in the box, it's because they didn't put them and they were missing in the PC board. So once they see that, they call back the PC board and install the missing piece. And another one is the motion step, and the motion is calling you first this, second this, and third this, and just to guiding you how to make the assembly in any kind of work. Another one, please. Okay, there are more examples, of course. And in Yasaki, North America, we use this kind of a scanner just to check the labels in the boxes that we're going to ship to the customer based on what the customer wants. And if there's something wrong, the scanner is going to give you a notify a sound, and it's going to be bleeping, and it's going to be flashing, and it's going to tell you there's something wrong. Another one is when we have an stereo and we try to put the cables from the VCR or the video machine, they give you the colors just to avoid any kind of confusion where what wire goes where. So it's very easy to install that. Another one example is the microwave oven. The microwave oven, if you don't close the door, it's not gonna work. The same with the washing machine. It's the same. If you don't close the door, it's not gonna work. Even the dryer machine is the same. So they are good examples of the Poka-Yoke in actually in our life. For example, when you are using a spell checker, it's going to help you to avoid any kind of mistakes or errors in your writing. There is another area that we don't explore too much right now, but it's artificial intelligence that is going to help you to avoid some kind of errors also. So this is kind of Poka-Yoke in today's work. Another one, please. All right. The Poka-Yoke is going to help you to avoid, and this is the idea, to avoid errors in your area, and it's going to be better for you, better for us. It needs to be cheaper, faster, better, and simple. So that's what Toyota is respecting their workers. And that's why the labor relations with management in Japan is very different that we are just here in the US. They don't go to strike. They don't go and fight. The relations between the workers union with the management is very good over there, and and that's why the workers are happy, because they respect him too much in the job, and that's why they participate with ideas, improvements, and that's why the kaizens are coming in thousands over there. Thank you. Give me another one, please.
I think that's the last one,
No,
Hector.
no.
No?
Another
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, one was in white. Okay.
Okay. As I told you, it depends of your situation. You're gonna invest the money that you are supposed uh, to. Well, it depends what you want to achieve. Uh, Chigeo Chingo says that they are looking for zero defects, and they are making months and months without zero defects over there. So because of that, the quality, efficiency, uh, everything that is supposed to be better is coming better over there. Okay, and unfortunately, the Japanese companies like the one that I work, they trying to copy, but they don't go. Uh, it's superficial only. They don't go too deep in what they are supposed to improve, to go and install in their system, and that's what the difference that I can see from the companies here, even Japanese companies, and I'm talking about Sumitomo and Toyota. That's the ones that I know. Another one, please, Orfil. All right. The benefits, as I'm telling you, is immense. The benefits, if you install the correct way this kind of a uh, mechanism or devices or systems or methods or techniques or strategies, they call them whatever they need to call them, because it depends your situation and how to use it. But the benefits are big. I mean, there are too many benefits that you can see. One of the benefits that I saw is we stop too much rework, and when we stop too much rework, the production is coming more and more. We have more product, so the productivity improved, and the inspection is reduced because is there. The inspection, the Poka-Yoke is making the mechanism inspection instead of being human inspection, is actually a mechanism that is doing this inspection. Okay, another one, please. All right. So there's another one, another benefits of the Poka-Yoke, and you can notice that the quality control is actually quality assurance, because you are preventing the error, and when you prevent the error, the defect doesn't show up.
Right.
Okay. And because the defect doesn't show up, you don't need any kind of a statistical in that way, because you stop the error. What you need the statistical is when you are planning your production, is when you can use the statistics there. Okay, remember what Deming told us: plan, do, check, act. Well, the Japanese guys only call plan, control, and check. That's it. And control goes deep, 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 deep. And it's completely different the way that they are uh, doing it. That the guys, Deming went over there, Uran went over there, Beham went to Japan, and they tell him what to do, how to do it. But the Japanese guys are a little bit more in deep in everything, and that's why the Poka-Yoke is just a brick of the production system that they have over
Mhm.
there. All right, next one, please. All right, conclusion. The Poka-Yoke is gonna help us from whatever we are doing wrong, or any kind of when you do the FMEA. Remember, we have the RPN, the risk priority number, and when you
Yes.
have a risk, it's when the Poka-Yoke is coming in. So when you have the FMEA installed and you see this area is the risk, well, it's when you send the guys to go on the floor and do the Gemba walk and start observing and getting ideas and formulate ideas and start working on them, and go relentless in that process till you find any kind of improvement. But don't stop there, just keep looking and go relentless. Okay, next one, please. All right, I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Oh, let me share myself, Orfil.
Sure.
All right, you can see this book.
Yes.
Okay, this book is the one that I talked to before when I start the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the machine that changed the world from Womack. Womack now is the guy that is working with the Lean Institute Excellence or something like that. Lai is the one that is still working with the Lean, and those guys, Womack, Jones, and Roos, they are coming from MIT, and they went visiting Japan, and actually what they found in Toyota, they call the machine that's gonna change the world. This book is an old one, but it's very interesting, and I recommend you this one.
Good.
Okay, this is the one that I told you before, and then I'm gonna show
Excellent.
you this one is another reference book,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the one that Chingeo Chingo talks about the source inspection in the Poka-Yoke. All right. So this is another book that is interesting. Another one is this book.
Stick proofing.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same that like another one from that I showed you from Chingo Chingo, but this one is from Productive Press, and these guys went to Japan and see what's going on with Japan, because they call that there's a miracle in Japan, because they are producing without any defect, and they want to see by themselves. So this is very nice. Another one is this one from Chingo Chingo, and this is talking about the Toyota production system, and this is his experiences from 20 some years over there at Toyota. Okay, and I have another one that is this is big book, but they have this book is based in 200 Japanese companies. So there are let me see how many. There are 240 some examples of Poka-Yoke. All right. And the last one, not least, this is the one that I just finished reading. My wife was mad with me because I was reading most of the time. But it's very interesting because right here, Chingo Chingo is his last days, when he decided to share with us the Chingo system for continuous improvement. And this guy spends his life in plant improvement. So that's why he went to different companies in Japan, but he spent more time at Toyota. And you know what? He got an honorary doctorate from Utah State University and from Osborne, I think, in France. He got another honoris doctor, but he decided that Utah State University handles his awards. He got he left an award for manufacturing in the Prize Award, it called, and then they have bronze and silver awards, and actually I got that presentation. I'm gonna send to you, Orfil, because this is very interesting about this. Okay, but he got the Chingo Prize.
Wow.
And I'm gonna send it to all of you the presentation that I have here, because that's the one that I couldn't share. The one that sent it to Orfil is the first draft of the presentation. But
Okay.
I got okay. I got another one, and I'm gonna send it to you guys. If you send me
Hector,
your email, I send it to you.
Hector, one more favor. Can you send us the list of the books?
Sure, I'm gonna
I,
send
I,
it to you. I'm gonna send it to you in the presentation. I got in the presentation all of this. All right, Orfil.
okay.
I'm gonna send you another presentation that I have here. And I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna send it. Let me see if I can send it right now.
All right. Perfect.
At least to ASQ.
Eh,
Yeah, ASQ.
Just You mentioned
Yes.
like 3 or more books from Chihei Shingo, right?
Yeah, there are some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the machine that changed the world.
Right. I'm gonna send it copy to you, Orville. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get it. No. Wow. Give me a second.
Sure.
Nope. Nope. No. I'm gonna try for, but I'm gonna send it to you. Okay. And
Yeah. And
and
once
it's
you
gonna
send
be
it to me, you
right.
want me to share with the group?
Yeah, I'm gonna send. Let me see if I can share it to the group first. If not,
Okay.
I send it to you. All right.
Perfect. All
Any
right.
questions, guys? Any questions? Open to questions.
Wow, Hector, this is an excellent presentation. I never hear something like that, in reference to Poka-Yoke. Of course,
Right.
everybody have heard about Poka-Yoke, but not as much detail as you mentioned in your presentation. So thank you very much. This is
Any
great.
questions? Any questions, guys?
No, Hector,
No.
thank you very much for the presentation.
I'm open.
I do have a comment though.
Right.
I think Jack and you and me there in this meeting went to that NASA aircraft operations some years ago. Remember the
Yes,
one
sir.
that's here by the
That's it.
airport?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
And when we asked about the big old monster plane that they have, I think they call it the Guppy. We asked we asked them what it was for, and I don't know if you remember that they use it to transport jets that they need to fix in this facility. And I remember the presenter telling us why one of the jets that they had to fix ended up in El Paso. I don't know if you and Jack remember this, but he said that one of the maintenance techs actually messed up the jet. Instead of putting jet fuel in the jet, they ended up putting some other, I don't know if you remember that, some
Yep.
other fuel, and that's what messed up the jet. This is been a while, right? And I'm like, Poka-Yoke has been in existence, I think, way before I was born, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
But the amazing thing, I made the comment at the time, and I wanted to refresh your memories that we put a Poka-Yoke for our gas tanks for our cars, right? So
Right.
you
Yep.
don't lose the gas cap.
Right.
Mhm.
Lately, they don't even use a gas cap no more. It's just if you go to a gas station, the only nozzle that fits into your car is the one for gas. Unless it's a diesel car, then that's a Poka-Yoke. But yet the military couldn't Poka-Yoke somebody from messing up $1 million jet when they put
Wow.
the wrong fuel.
Yeah, I
Think,
remember
think
that.
about
True.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That blew my mind, and it's in reference to your presentation, that
Right.
Mhm.
we just don't learn. We don't learn from people that have given us these tools for us to make our jobs easier. Think about it. This is a finished product. This is $1 million jet that got messed up
Mhm.
because they put
Yeah.
the wrong fuel on it. It's like this
That
is way
happens.
after the fact. We couldn't do anything in the design process, in the manufacturing process to prevent this from happening.
Yes.
And it is sad because it's our military. You know,
Mhm.
can you imagine how other things are wrong? This
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
is government issue.
They
So
miss it.
I found it interesting because I always believe in Poka-Yoke. You know, I used to work for a company, it's still around, Allen Bradley, and we
Right.
had a lot of Poka-Yoke things. You know, where you would put something on a fixture that was set. You know, a metal thing that you're gonna put an insert every time. If it goes in, it's good. If it doesn't, you know, that's a Poka-Yoke. But nobody ever thought about, you know, metal and metal eventually it wears out.
Right.
You know, and you need to check these things. The only thing that we would calibrate are calipers, micrometers, you
Right.
know, that kind of stuff, you know, optical comparators. But we never bother calibrating the actual tools that we
Right.
were using
Right.
to accept or reject something. So guess what happens after a while, you know, every single part will
Yeah.
go in and you're thinking it
Yeah.
is good. And then
Right.
when you're actually going to use it, it turns out that it's not good, you know. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so many lessons that we can learn. Um, in my opinion, you know, the Japanese have I don't know how many times they told us, "Hey guys, we're telling you, you can do something to prevent this from happening." And I love the fact that you mentioned it several times. It's not about detecting the defects or the non-conforming parts. It's about preventing the non-conforming parts, and that's why they've been so good about it. And we failed, in my opinion, as a nation, just with a jet. We failed to prevent something from being non-conforming just by putting the wrong fuel into it. That should never happen. And I found it interesting, you know, that when they were giving us a presentation, you know, that, you know, I just like, wow, I couldn't believe it, you know. But
Yeah.
thank you for your presentation, Hector. I enjoyed it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. I just recall the new cars, Sergio.
Yeah,
The same. Yeah. You see, you have Poka-Yokes to avoid kind of crashes. When you go closer to another car and the car
right,
stops by itself.
right.
Yeah.
That
And
was
so
true.
all these kind of autonomous cars, they are using a lot of Poka-Yokes kind of idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely.
If you turn on your turn signal and say you're going to change lanes and the car doesn't sees some other car coming up on you, it
That's
beeps at you and says, "Don't do that."
Yeah,
that's
That's
correct.
true.
That is correct. That is correct,
That's
Jack.
true.
That's another
Yes,
Poka-Yoke, right? Yeah.
That's
that's
correct.
true.
Yeah.
Talking about
Yeah.
different fuels and so forth for engines, the military has a number of vehicles that are multi-fuel. You essentially can put gasoline, diesel, kerosene, JP4, whatever, and they work. Now they're not as efficient in that sense,
Right.
but they do work. And they went and had a gas nozzle that was large before, so that they could put more gas in quicker, because the nozzle itself was 2 inches wide from the gas truck, and that works just fine. In Vietnam, I had a duster platoon that was out servicing and taking care of an infantry battalion, and I had told them I needed gasoline delivered to my dusters every day, and so they arranged to have a blivet of 500-gallon blivet helicoptered in for my 2 tracks, because they only got 4 gallons to the mile,
Wow.
and it was pretty inefficient. But the first thing that happened was my guys took a look at the blivet of quote gasoline, and they said, "This ain't gasoline. This is diesel. If I put this diesel into my into my gasoline fired duster, it will die." And
right,
so they
right.
called the infantry battalion commander and said, "No, you didn't listen. We needed 500 gallons of gasoline,
Wow.
not diesel. So you can pick up
Wow.
this diesel from the
Yeah.
field, or we'll blow it up and deliver us some gasoline quickly. And just little
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely, Jack. Guys, I'm gonna send you the presentation, but it's 27 megabytes. So I don't know if there you are able to open it, okay? But I'm gonna send it to you.
¿La pueden mandar en abonos?
No, doesn't fit in abonos.
Easy payments? No? Okay, that's fine. Hector,
Yes.
We need
you
to
gave
go.
us an excellent presentation. I enjoy it a lot, really. Okay, and make me think about what is happening these days with the Six Sigma and also the Quality 4.0. How these
Right.
concepts, are gonna be integrated in the new theories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because this is absolutely valuable. O sea, como dicen, no vamos a tirar el agua de la bañera con todo y niño. O sea,
Mhm.
too many valuable things.
Yes. True.
Okay,
All right.
so
If
True.
anybody needs certification points, please send me send everyone a chat message saying your name, email, and member number, and we'll get that sent to you by sending
Okay.
it to our secretary.
Yes.
Thank
very
you,
good.
Jack. Okay, I sent it to
Thank
you.
you.
Let me see. Let me just put presentation. Let's see. You are able to open it, guys. It's 27 megabytes, and this is actually the last draft, Orfeo. This is the last
Okay.
draft, Orfeo.
Very good. I still don't see it, but it's coming, right?
Yeah.
En retazos. By
Oh,
parts.
see?
It went sent to all of you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get it.
You did a great job, Hector. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Very nice.
Thank you, guys. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, Orf.
Good seeing
Thank
you.
you,
See
Sergio.
you.
There-
Take
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
care.
Sergio. Good to see
Thank
you.
you, Hector.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care,
you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Sergio.
Bye-bye. Ajá.
Bye.
Hasta luego. Gracias. Bye-bye.
Bye.